All right, this week was supposed to be the most exciting week for Sachin fans, which is pretty much all of us, but more so for those die-hard ones who were waiting for Monday to come so that they could buy their tickets to get a ringside view of Sachin Tendulkar's final test match on Thursday. Many had come from Maharashtra and neighboring states and queued up outside Wankhede Stadium in Mumbai to be the early birds, only to find out that the handful of 6,000 tickets were only available, well, online. And that, of course, basically meant that a huge crowd of angry people basically ended up outside Wankhede Stadium. But what's worse is that KyaZoonga.com, which is the official partner, and more importantly, the only website where these tickets are being sold, crashed pretty much as soon as it opened at 11 a.m. Through the day, it's pretty much been the same story. All right, we're going to slip into a short break at this stage, but we'll try to bring Neetu Bhatia, who is the owner of KyaZoonga.com, to come and speak with us about what actually happened through the day on the other side. Welcome back. Now, KyaZoonga.com, apparently it opened at 11 o'clock and it crashed because there were so many of us trying to buy those tickets, those few handful of 5,000 or 6,000 tickets for that final test match on Thursday. And apparently some people got some luck to pick up some websites, but from now, for the moment, it still says waiting for KyaZoonga.com. So if you're trying to buy some tickets, I heard this from a colleague in the studio, in the office a little while earlier. Just be patient. It may take you 45 minutes. It may take you an hour, but you will get there. But why has this happened? Let's talk to Neetu Bhatia, who's the owner of KyaZoonga.com. She joins us on a video call. And we're also joined in the studio by Gaurav Sethi, who's the member of Board Cricket Indian Association. Yeah, just got that right. Okay, Neetu, I just want to start with you first. You know, the website's not opening as we speak. What's going on?
Okay, well, I think in keeping with the record-breaking tradition in honor of in Sachin's honor that this website, this test match is being played, we are witnessing a record amount of traffic. I mean, we're talking about 19.7 million hits just in the first hour after we went live at 11 a.m. So the demand has been so massive. If we continue to see the sustained levels of traffic, I think we're going to surpass what you see in past Olympic game season. So that is the craziness that has been going on. There have been a lot of lucky fans who've managed to get their tickets and are ecstatic. Obviously, there are others, I would say plenty of others, just given the supply-demand situation, that are disappointed. We feel their pain. We really do. But at this point, we continue to witness a massive surge in demand, but the site is continuously transacting. So if you're lucky and you're able to get through and put through to the inventory, to the tickets that are available, and that, of course, is rapidly declining, that's all power to you. But we continue to add to the bandwidth, add to the server capacity, add to the cloud capacity, pretty much everything in our power. In fact, it's erroneous to say that the site has crashed. I would strongly urge you to not communicate that to people, because that is erroneous. We don't want people going away and not booking their tickets. The site is slow, it is overloaded, but it is certainly allowing for transactions to go through.
Neetu, if I could just ask you to confirm how many figures you just mentioned in millions that you got in the first few minutes.
We're talking about a total of almost over 19 million hits in the first hour after going live.
19 million
this
hits.
is unprecedented kinds of traffic. I think that even a large event like the Olympics may not have these kinds of traffic levels that we're seeing here. We had given an appointed day and an appointed time when people could come in and book their tickets. Like I said, there have been several who have been extremely lucky.
Yeah,
there are others who
I just want to bring you 19 million hits in just the first few minutes, just for a handful of a few thousand tickets. Is that bizarre, or is that expected?
Well, they had something very similar during the World Cup also. The World Cup finals, the tickets on KyaZoonga, they crashed even then. So the demand is just far too much, right? And I'm quite amazed that they had so many tickets, because after you talk about the tickets which are going to politicians, the various gymkhanas, garware clubs, how are you left with as many as 5,000? You know, you just wonder whether they would have a lot fewer than that.
Yeah, so you're surprised that they had 5,000 tickets at all. But Neetu, I just want to ask you, as Gaurav pointed out, you had a similar problem last time. Did you feel that maybe you were perhaps a little bit underprepared this time? Knowing the kind of number of fans in India of Sachin.
Like I said, the site has not crashed during the World Cup. The site with the inventory levels that were fewer, as he just rightly pointed out, inventory during the World Cup was actually even fewer tickets. The site just did not come back up for 4 hours. I'm more than happy to report that we have continuously seen transactions. The site is up and running. I am continuously monitoring the traffic levels, and they just do not seem to taper off. It just continues to rise, in fact, and we're just happy that people who are, and they're very happy tweeters and social networkers who are out there talking about it.
Neetu, just one quick question before we let you go. How many tickets have you sold? Just give me a number.
I think we're north of, we're probably hitting up to 70 to 80% of the available inventory for sale at this point. So we should be done in the next couple of hours. It's just that as soon as people are...
All right, Neetu. So next couple of hours, guys, if you are online and if you want those tickets for the historic match on Thursday, just stay online. The site is taking ages to load, but Neetu promises that it's not crashed and it will give you the tickets if you are patient. Thank you, Neetu, for joining us on that story. Now, all of you, both online and offline, are by now familiar with the words "Thank you, Sachin" in the countdown to Sachin's final test, 3 days from now. But the online hashtag has a slightly different origin than they would like you to believe. And Gaurav is here to tell us a little bit about that. So Gaurav, you're saying the "Thank you, Sachin" hashtag, which has been trending now on Twitter for the last several days, pretty much right on top, at least among the top 3 trends. This is something that you created?
The story started way back in 2009, and just about everyone was thanking Sachin at that point. It got quite funny because even if Sachin did not score runs, you had cricketers who'd come up and say that, Sachin told me to bowl line and length. Pragyan Ojha actually said that in 2009. And he says, he told me to bowl line and length, and that is what it did, and it helped me. You had Suresh Raina, who when he made his test debut, he also thanked Sachin because he made 100 on his test debut. So every cricketer at that point, you had Yuvraj Singh, who said that Sachin helped him against Ajanta Mendes. You had Sehwag, who said he helped him with his stance. So it just seemed very funny to me at that point. So thank you, Sachin, when it did start, had a lot more sarcasm than trying to say thank you, Sachin, for your career.
Yeah.
And what it did, of course, it started as a cartoon, and we pretty much joined Twitter around 2009, and which is when, at least in our cricket community, we all used to use the hashtag thank you, Sachin, whether it was just to, wish someone happy birthday. So the person in response would say thank you, Sachin, because it just seemed the done thing, or if someone retweeted another person's tweet, in response, you'd say, thank you, Sachin.
Yeah.
And of course, it was a lot smaller community because Sachin wasn't retiring. Had he retired, of course, 4 years back, I think we could have, staked a lot more claim. But I think a lot of people who write on cricket, who follow cricket, the tight community knows about what the origins of thank you, Sachin are. And of course, it was meant more as
a sarcastic,
as a laugh, because it just seems so funny.
But now it's taken on a whole different meaning, isn't it, Gaurav? And especially now with just 3 more days to go, thank you, Sachin is going to continue trending right on top. Thanks, Gaurav, for coming in. Now, just before we end our show, this video we have to show. From her meat dress to her Kermit the Frog get-up, Lady Gaga has delivered quite a range of outfits that pop culture fans will remember, either out of admiration or serious confusion. I'm not going to say anything more, just look at what she's recently added to that eccentric wardrobe. It's called Volantis, that dress, that flying dress, and it's powered by 50-volt batteries. Yes, we'll all wait to see what she comes up with next. But that's a wrap on the show today. Come back same time tomorrow at 6:30. Goodbye from all of us.